Inspiration Fitness fans and followers, and welcome back to our home gym studio here in our blog, our video blog section. This week, the exercise of the week that we're doing with you today is the push-up exercise. We're going to be demonstrating different variations of the push-up and how to execute them and common mistakes that we see, and just really forcing you to think about some different things when you're doing a push-up, some things that you may not already think about. All right?
So the first thing we're going to do is start on your knees, which is very common for most beginners. Now these are going to be the things that you don't want to do. So I'm going to demonstrate that right now.
So as you can see, Arandi's starting on his knees and his hands here, and he's going to demonstrate a couple of mistakes that we see people doing in the gyms when they just try to do a modified push-up. So as you can see here, his bum's way in the air, and all he's worrying about is lowering his chest to the floor. And he's not even thinking about what his hips are doing and lowering his hips and his core to the floor with him, as well as his feet position. Okay, so that's one mistake right there with the bum in the air. Okay, the second mistake we see here is the hips lowering first to the floor. It's almost like he's doing some sort of yoga pose or sun salutation thing, but he's not doing a proper push-up because his hips aren't flowing down with his body at the same time. So that's mistake number 2. A lot of pressure in the lower back here that we don't want. Okay? So now we're going to talk about the proper way to do a modified push-up. So first off and foremost, he's got his hands on the floor, his fingers spreading nice and wide, about just outside his shoulders, just outside shoulder width apart. Okay? So we want the hips to come with the rest of the body. Please note here too, his spine is nice and straight and his back of his neck is in line. Okay? We want to make sure that we're engaging not only the chest but also the core, pulling the belly button towards the spine. We want to lift the feet off the floor. Okay? We don't want the feet on the floor, so that forces the hips to come a little bit forward, which is what we want. And then he wants to think about, so he's going to go ahead and do some now. He's thinking about not only just lowering his chest to the floor, but also when he comes back up, he's pushing his chest away from the floor, and then when he's lowering himself down, he's actually drawing his scapula, his shoulder blades together. So you're engaging your back muscles here in a push-up here. Of course, your shoulders and your triceps and your chest are working in your core, but the back is a big part of it too. So he's drawing himself towards the floor, pulling himself, and then he's pushing himself away. Okay, so that's kind of a different take on a push-up that you may have not even thought about before. So that's a proper way to do a modified push-up.
Okay. All right, so now we're going to show you the proper way, or not necessarily the proper way, but the way to do it if you're a bit stronger and you focus more on your core. So we're going to come off the knees now, and we'll just show you that.
So he's going to do a full push-up now on his toes, which is what we all want to work towards achieving eventually, okay? So once we've developed the upper body strength more, the core strength, he's got his feet together here too when he's starting on his toes, using the kinetic energy of his legs that will help his upper body, okay? So lifting the hips just a little bit higher there, belly button drawing in, and then same thing that we want to think about is drawing the chest towards the floor, using the back muscles, and then pressing yourself away from the floor, okay? Obviously, he's developed his core a lot more now, his upper body strength, and even if you could only do a few to start on the toes, and then you drop to the knees to finish your set, that's still a great way to start getting more push-ups on your toes executed. All right?
Okay guys, so that was one way, or 2 ways to do it. You're on your knees and off your knees. We hope that was informative to you guys, and stay tuned for more exercises.
Great, we look forward to seeing you next week.